G'day, just letting you know I'm currently watching Sky Racing on the Sportsbet app live from this hairdresser. You beauty!
Thanks, babe.
Watch Aussie racing anywhere with Sportsbet. Conditions apply and gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858.
Continental Tires, AFL Trade Radio. A trade news update for the Beaumont Tiles Trade Club.
It is Beaumont Tiles Trade Club. Just visit icanwin.com.au. There's many ways we could take this news update, but we'll take it with the most recent piece of information I've received.
Here we go. The Interceptors got another one. This is going to be his second TD for the day.
I don't know about that, but I just hung up the phone then. So this is hot off the press. This is exactly where it sits.
From Jordan Dawson.
With Dawson.
You were talking to him.
I was talking to Jordan Dawson.
Direct line, I believe.
I was not talking to Jordan Dawson, but he would obviously know where this all sits because that's the job of his manager to keep him informed. And the clubs, I would imagine, wants to get to Adelaide. This was always the one that was going to cause the most angst and drag on. But this is where it sits at the moment.
Here we go.
The ball's in Adelaide's court. This is a proposal that's been put forward. It hasn't been rejected. It hasn't been approved. This is where it sits right now. Okay. Sydney take the future first-round pick from Adelaide that they got from Melbourne. So we know that Adelaide got Melbourne's future first. Mm-hmm. Sydney take that. Now get your head around this.
Okay.
Then Sydney send to Adelaide the Swans' future first and the Swans' future second, and they get back Adelaide's own future first and Adelaide's own future second. So a bunch of future pick swaps, and they take Melbourne's future as well.
So
get your head around that. That's why it took me a while to.
So they're
swapping.
They're sending their future first that they got from Melbourne to the Crows.
No.
Yeah.
Adelaide got Melbourne's future first. Adelaide will send that to Sydney.
Oh.
Then the two clubs will swap their own first rounders and their own second rounders, futures.
Okay.
Does
that mean that the Crows are banking on Sydney finishing lower than
Well,
them on
they're
the
gambling.
ladder?
They are gambling. Yeah, because on the face of it, you'd say that will be a worse pick than their own. But they also are giving Sydney their future first they got from Melbourne as well. So I'm not sure if Adelaide are going to go for that or not. The other scenario is, and this has been one that's been put forth as well, is that Sydney would send Jordan Dawson and pick 12 to Adelaide, and Adelaide give up 4. But Adelaide have been resolute that they do not want to part with pick 4. They're wedded to taking that to the draft.
That's a bit too juicy, isn't it?
They've said that repeatedly. But that would be the simpler option. That future pick swap, but that's where it sits at the moment. I've got a simple mind. I've said this repeatedly on Trade Afternoon. So if anyone would like to give us their take on where they think that sits, I'm not sure where that sits from an Adelaide perspective, to be honest. That's a bit of a gamble. So give us
given that they're already giving up that future first and then banking on those other swaps to be ahead, you'd think it could end up being. Well, it depends on where the Crows obviously finish next year, doesn't it? But if you say bottom 4, then, Sydney are going to come out of this doing really well.
It's one of those ones that was, as I said off the top, was always going to be tricky because Sydney say, and they've said it publicly, I think, that Jordan Dawson, they view him as the best player in this trade period. That's up for grabs. Deal. Yep. And then they look at someone like Adam Cerra, who we just had on the program earlier, moving to Carlton for pick 6. So Sydney is sitting there. They want Adelaide's pick 4. And Adelaide have told them, as I said several times, they're not trading pick 4.
I think Jordan Dawson had a better year than Adam Cerra, but Adam Cerra will end up ahead of Dawson at the end of their careers.
Okay. And obviously, Jordan Dawson's a good few years older than Adam Cerra. He's just turned 22. So anyway, that goes into the mix as well. But it is a lucrative contract that they've put forward, Adelaide, 5 years on some pretty big money, at least in line with the one that Sydney offered.